gotta see yourself. You gotta, you know, the only way you get better.
That's cool.
All kinds of fancy business here on the GameSpot stage, and I am joined by a couple of gentlemen, and you guys have brought Halo ODST.
Yes, we did. Yes.
I'm so excited to see, like, I'll be honest, it was like, I had some questions coming in, you know, it's like, it's not the Master Chief, right, which I'm sure you guys get a lot of at this point, or maybe less now that you've shown more of the game, but I'll be honest, at the press conference, when you guys were showing it off, I was just like, right on, I can't wait to get in there and do some business.
You know, a lot of our fans for a long time have been asking for a little something different. They love Halo, they love Master Chief, but ODSTs have a special place in the fiction as well, and just a new twist on something that people already love.
That's super awesome. Now you guys have brought us some stuff that we haven't seen before, is that right?
Yeah, we have a little glimpse of the campaign here that Curtis is going to play through a little bit and just kind of give you a sense of the flavor of the campaign, and then later on we can talk about one of our new game modes as well.
Fantastic, let's go ahead and take a look.
Yeah, sir, so what's happening right now, just a quick setup, is we're a rookie. We're an orbital drop shock trooper. We've been inserted into the city of New Mombasa, and Curtis just exited out of his drop pod. Basically what happened in the beginning of the game is you're dropping in, things go horribly wrong, you wake up hours later, you're by yourself in the city at night, and over the course of the game, you're going to try to sort of figure out what's going on and piece together these clues. I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that are different about ODST versus prior Halo games. Obviously, you're not a Spartan anymore, so Curtis just grabbed a health pack, which is something that maybe Halo fans might remember back from the Halo Combat Evolved days, but you don't have a rechargeable shield anymore. You have a base stamina. And once that gets whittled away, it does not recharge. So you need a little more conventional means of recuperating yourself in that regard. Kurt's kind of moving around the city of Mombasa right now because it's been attacked and hit hard. It's dark, the power's kind of down. So he activated one of the new features that ODSTs have. It's called the visor. Yeah. It's kind of a night vision, low light enhancement, but it's also a target acquisition mode. So you'll notice that this Covenant patrol here, they're all highlighted in red. Makes it really easy to see them in the dark city streets. I'll probably let Curtis go ahead and just dispatch of these guys. Also, I'll point out he's using a new weapon in the game, silenced SMG. It's a really good medium-range suppression weapon. ODSTs have another new gun at their disposal too, which is a new pistol that we have, silenced pistol. This is a throwback kind of to the Halo 1 pistol in a lot of ways.
You know what's funny, because like until they said it at the press conference, it was like, I forgot all about the pistol in the original game, but yeah, I love the pistol.
Oh, well, most of the Halo fans have not forgotten. In fact, we've heard about it for years, so we're kind of bringing that back in a lot of ways. This thing's awesome to use. It'll fire as fast as you can pull the trigger. It's really devastating, really accurate. ODSTs, though, are a little more vulnerable than Master Chief, so you know, the combat, while it still very much feels like Halo, it's got a little bit of different nuances to it. You're going to want to be a little bit more sort of careful in your encounters. You don't want to just charge in headlong like a Spartan would. Because kind of once you jump into combat, you're not so sure you're going to get back out of it okay. So certainly as you explore the city in the game, it's definitely, there's just a little more tension, a little more just meticulous watching, planning your encounter, making the right move, making your shots count. You kind of notice I'll talk a little bit about the aesthetic of the game. The team's definitely going for a little more of a film noir, and it's kind of a detective story in our minds because you really are sort of piecing together clues of a mystery. So that's been reflected a lot in terms of the environment, the aesthetics, the art style.
Can you talk about that mystery a little at all?
Yeah, I can tell you that definitely some stuff's going on in the city. And as the rookie, first of all, you don't know where your squad mates are. So if something happened, they're somewhere else. Your primary objective is to really search the city world, find these clues that are going to help you piece that together. But I can tell you that there's always a little more going on than meets the eye. So as the game plays out, you're going to start to realize that there's a lot more at stake in the city than probably you originally thought there was. I don't want to spoil too much for the fans, though.
Do you mind if I start throwing audience questions your way? Because I know, as you know...
Yeah, let me tell you about one more cool thing real fast. I said you were alone in the city. You're not. That's not quite true. I think I hear this phone ringing right now. If Curtis turns on the visor, it not only helps you find enemies, but in this case, it's letting us know that this phone booth is something of interest. So when Curtis picks up the phone, basically we're linking up with the superintendent, and this is a citywide artificial intelligence that runs the city, everything from sanitation to traffic lights. And the city's been sort of cleared out of civilians, but he's still around. He's been monitoring what's happening. He has cameras everywhere. So
he sees you.
Yeah, and he's basically going to kind of help be our ally as we play through this game. First of all, he just gave us access to a citywide map. So Cool thing that Curtis can show you here is just the size and scale of this environment. This is probably the biggest environment that's ever been in a Halo game before. It's totally wide open, and half of the campaign really revolves around you navigating your way through the city, trying to find these clues, fighting with Covenant patrols along the way, and there's just a lot of cool exploration to be done. But the Superintendent's going to be a great ally. Here he's letting us know that this blue circle says, hey, you know what? At the ONI Alpha site, you probably should go there and check it out. I think there's something there of interest. So the Superintendent is guiding us in that direction.
So, would you say then, you know, the Superintendent is akin to our good friend Cortana?
Yeah, at a base level, it's a little bit like Cortana, except this is kind of what's referred to as a dumb AI. This is a much more rudimentary system, but it is in the regard of sort of a helping hand. Yeah, very similar. And then the other thing, as you're playing the game, you'll notice that the Superintendent has a way to sort of contact with you in a little more overt ways, such as taking control of the city's signs and lights. We'll see here the Superintendent's kind of, again, gently nudging us along in our journey, helping us sort of get to where we need to go. Curtis can sort of move forward here, and we have a little cheat built in just for the purposes of time where we can skip ahead further in the city to where that beacon was and kind of give you an example of how the game shifts into the other side of the campaign. So we're at the ONI Alpha site now, and that blue glow in our HUD lets us know, hey, you know what? We're in the vicinity of something of importance. We see a building on the horizon, it's on fire. We see a lot of damage. The space tether that would have connected to a space station's been destroyed. Some bad stuff's clearly gone on here. If Curtis activates his visor, we'll notice that, hey, what's that? There's something on the ground.
Oh, this is the remote down there.
Yep, so that's a clue object that, which I mentioned. So basically, when you pick this up, it'll go into a cinematic.
Stand by, on my mark. We're way off course. We're heading exactly where I need to go.
Yeah, so what we're going to do right now is go back and play as one of the other characters, one of our ODST squad mates. So the guy that we're going to go play as is Dutch. He's one of the guys in our squad. But the cool thing is, like you'll notice, like when you're playing as the rookie, you're playing at night, you're alone. You got to be really careful about how you engage the enemy. When you come back as Dutch, it's actually only 2 hours since you've sort of made your initial drop into the city. Whereas when you're the rookie, it's later on in the day. It's like 6 hours later. And so it's really cool because you're sort of finding out what's going on at different points in time. And so basically you're trying to solve this mystery of what happened to my squad. And so now we're basically going to go back and start to find out what happened to Dutch.
So kind of like Lost style, 2 weeks or whatever before, right?
It's an incremental, you're jumping back a matter of hours, and you kind of do that back and forth until eventually the timelines converge. And at that point, sort of the game starts to move forward, and the mystery starts to come together, and hopefully if you do your job right, you might just turn the tide of the war against the Covenant.
That is...
Yeah, so you can see it's a lot different. It's during the day. I've actually got my pal Mickey, who's one of the guys in my ODST squad. We've got some other friendlies back here, but I'm actually like right in the middle of a pretty big fight on this bridge that actually didn't exist when we came to it at night.
Yeah, the building that was burning and all the destruction it's here just a couple hours after this point.
Yeah, so we're getting shelled pretty good. There's a lot of Covenant here. These missions during the day like this are the more high action, like it's really intense, and so I could stay here and fight, but I don't really have a lot of ammo. I mean, I've got a power weapon, the Spartan laser, but what I really want to do is set these charges so we can blow the bridge and keep this Covenant from coming across. So you kind of also notice, like in the background, hey, that building looks like it's still intact, so maybe you're going to find out what happened to that later.
Since you guys play with that right here in Halo ODST all by itself, how much, if any, do you guys hook into the original storylines that we know and love?
Well, this is definitely an all-new story, but the game itself, the setting takes place before Halo 3 starts, but it's about the midpoint way through Halo 2. So if you recall, the Covenant arrived in Halo 2, they hit Earth pretty hard. They left the city promptly, and Master Chief took off and followed them. Right when that slipspace event occurs, that's where our game picks up right now. So it sort of nestles right in between the two games. It's a side story, but for fans of Halo 2 and 3, I think it will add a little more backstory and insight to those experiences. So we can switch gears in a minute and talk about Firefight. Maybe if you want to take a couple questions while we're doing that.
I'd love to.
We're
yeah.
game. Yeah, bring it on.
Totally. Like, let's go for it. I have Eric Williamson out of Exton, Pennsylvania. Is recon armor available in the game by unlocking some achievements? Also, can you unlock other armor like in Halo 3?
So yeah, recon is actually one of the more subtle features of the game, but just for people who don't know, recon armor is currently available in Halo 3 multiplayer only to people that are manually granted it by Bungie, and these are people that win contests or that do really cool things in the community. But once ODST is released, it will complete a series of achievements called the Vidmaster achievements. These entail doing some things in Halo 3, doing some things in Halo 3 multiplayer, and then doing things in ODST. And once you do all 7 achievements and finish them, then you finally have the power to give recon to yourself. So it's included, but you're going to have to work for it a little bit.
Sounds like a lot, actually.
And there is some new armor as it pertains to the multiplayer cooperative mode, Firefight. As you play through the campaign, you will be able to unlock armor for some of the primary characters that you'll be able to wear in Firefight.
Now, obviously, we're all familiar with the fact that you guys got a single-player campaign, and then you guys got multiplayer modes. Same offerings in ODST, or you guys got some new game modes or anything?
Yeah, we do have a new game mode, which we can talk about in just a second. I should mention that ODST, a lot of people maybe don't understand, it actually has 2 discs inside of it. It's really 2 separate games. The ODST campaign experience, with the rookie and the squad and the city, and Firefight, which we'll talk about, that's 1 disc. The other disc, though, is the complete Halo 3 multiplayer experience. So that's got 24 maps on it.
The Mythic Map Pack on there.
But 3 of them are new and included with ODST. So that is classic Halo gameplay, multiplayer, the stuff people have come to love. We have 1 million people a day, roughly, that still play that. But 3 of those maps are new, one of which is a remake of Halo 2 favorite, Midship. So
oh, wow.
That'll be a nice little bonus for our fans. There's new achievements tied to those maps as well.
Like, I don't know how much you condone this necessarily, but my 7-year-old son, his favorite game is, it goes between Halo 2 and Halo 3. Like, we played Halo 2, I guess we played Halo 1, Halo 2, leading up to the release of Halo 3. We played through Halo 3, and I mean, like, he loves those games, but it's funny because, like, he brings his other 7-year-old friends over to our house, and, like, you want to play Halo? And they're like, oh, yeah, and then they realize they're 7, they can't play Halo, and he's, like, just doing, he's going all crazy. So Jesse Cantelli out of Bayside, will the Halo Reach demo, sorry to jump from ODST to Reach, will the Halo Reach demo be released as soon as Halo ODST is released, or will it be released at a later date?
So we don't have an actual firm date for it yet. I don't anticipate it to be day and date with the game, though, but the Halo Reach beta, you will have to have your ODST disc to actually access the beta when it does become available. I can confirm that that beta will go live sometime between the release of ODST on September 22nd and the release of Halo Reach next fall.
Pretty good range, I like it. Alex Williams out of Springboro wants to know, you talked obviously about the pistols and stuff, like, oh, look at that. Weapons in particular, I don't know, like, have you guys set all the new weapons that are out or anything like that?
The ODSTs, pretty much the whole Halo sandbox is still available, including most of the vehicles, most of the weapons, but the two big new additions are the pistol and the SMG that we talked about.
So you guys have definitely broken the question record. Like, it's hard to keep up sometimes, and like you guys have definitely made it, like the questions, just rain in. So hopefully you can stay with me for a little while.
Yeah, I can talk to you a little bit about Firefight if you want, which is what we're watching right now. Curtis has switched over to the Firefight. This is a new way to play Halo. It's a 4-player cooperative game mode. Honestly, this is something that our fans have been screaming for ever since Halo Combat Evolved was released. It's just a way for you and your buddies just to jump right into the heart of Halo action. Just cut to the chase, start kicking a bunch of butt. And the way this works is it's you and your buddies against increasingly difficult waves of Covenant. And the cool Halo twist is that we have the skulls from the Halo 3 campaign. Yeah. And as you get further and further into Firefight, these skulls will turn on in different combinations, making the game a lot more intense, really requiring you to kind of adjust your tactics on the fly. You have a shared pool of life, so you really have to kind of work closely together, conserve ammo, watch your buddies back. And you'll do this and try to get high scores, medals, achievements, bragging rights, a lot of trash talking. And this is 4 players over System Link or Xbox Live.
And this is on the ODST disc, not the Halo 3 multiplayer business?
So this is, right now on this is a film, by the way, that we played back at the office, but these guys are each representing one of the ODST primary characters. I can also let you know that at some retailers, if you pre-order ODST, you'll get a code to unlock Sergeant Johnson. So he has a cameo appearance in Firefight, and you better play as the Sarge, which is pretty cool for fans. And you'll see now another thing that's different too is the first group that came in, the dropships dropped off 2 wraiths and a bunch of jackals, grunts. Now we're farther in. Each wave that comes in is a little bit different. You never know what you're going to get. Might be a bunch of brutes, might be some hunters, possibly going to be a lot of jackals. But one thing that's always consistent is in the final 5th wave, you're always going to get a couple chieftains coming at you. And those are sort of the big boss brutes. They can turn themselves invincible. They generally have hammers. They're nasty guys.
Vehicles in the firefight?
Yeah, in this particular environment, we don't have vehicles, but there are firefight spaces that will utilize Halo vehicles. And kind of the way it works is as you progress through the campaign, you'll unlock spaces that then become available for use in firefight.
Fantastic. I'm going to throw some more questions at you before
sure.
we have to go. Liam Campbell is, will the game ship? Yeah, we already answered that question. Will the game ship? Totally answered. Yep. Will we run across any Spartans? Yeah. Michael Overdahl, Fort Wayne. Do we see some Spartans come through?
I don't think you will. Master Chief's off planet. This is a game we're really focusing on sort of the unique ODST game experience. So
no Spartans allowed.
Not in this game.
All right. Totally talked about new weapons, Kevin Drake. Let's see. Norway will be talked about that. Talked about all that. It's funny because like they. Sorry, I was looking at this. It's actually a very specific question. And I don't know, like, so he's basically asking that for the additional ones. Yeah, you talk about the 24 maps that's going to be in there, right?
Yep.
Any differences? You talked about some of the ones that you guys are bringing back. Like, what can you tell us if there's any additional changes or anything to those maps?
Well, the other 21 maps are all the maps that you've come to know and love, if you happen to have them. It's all the maps that were included with Halo 3, the original game, and then all the maps that have been released over Xbox Live since then. So it's the Heroic Map Pack, Legendary Map Pack, Mythic Map Pack, and the Cold Storage map that we released last year on Bungie Day.
Oh, wow. What about, this is a very good question. Tell us, Finland wants to know, any new stuff coming to Forge?
Forge will definitely be included on the multiplayer side, and the new maps, the 3 new maps, take advantage of it. I still think, the map we released, Sandbox, is really sort of the pinnacle for Forge. It's still going to hopefully, once we get it out there even bigger, it'll result in even more awesome things coming back from the fans.
I think that's all the time I got. Sorry, I wish I could answer all your questions. For those of you that keep on asking about the Mythic map, yes, it does ship with it, all right? That totally ships with it. All right, well, I think I'm gonna let you guys get out of here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, when you guys, with the date, throw it one more time. Thank you so much for playing, by the way. Thank you.
Halo 3 ODST, September 22nd.
Excellent. Exclusive to Xbox 360, of course, and be on the lookout for that. I know I definitely will. So we're gonna move on right now to our next segment, and I think we're gonna go to, let's see here, somewhere that I can't hear again. So we're gonna go check that out right now.